Hey y'all, we're going to finish season one by covering episodes three and four of I May Destroy You. So, episode three gives us a return to Italy. I'm gonna move my phone because I see now that light is reflected in my glasses more so than my own reflection. So, in returning to Italy, Michaela Cole as Arabella shows us how Terry came over. So she's sent on a trip, is covered by her publishing company, all expensed out. It's a really nice two-bedroom flat. And Arabella shows up into our, shop, or it tells us how nice and grandeur the place is. I'm sorry, Terry shows up and she's determined to, because apparently the bed is so nice, she has to sleep with someone in this bed before she leaves town. All right, episodes three and four, what I don't care for, and I guess maybe this is a generational thing. I don't know if it's because I'm not a drinker. I don't know if it's because of culture, upbringing, whatever. I have never been one of those girls, one of those humans, one of those people that say, oh, well, you're drunk. I'm just going to leave you. No, we came together, we leave together. Simple as that. And I do know there are enough guys out there who feel like, oh, well, you just cock blocking because I can get your girl home. And I have, have enough experience between undergrad, grad, every form of school, and just being out in public where that's seen as a no or I don't want to be bothered situation. But in this instance, it's Italy. I do like Italy. I can't even lie. Because I like the directness of the men. Simple as that in Italy. If you get a chance to go, go when Corona is over, or at least U.S. passports have access to leave these borders beyond the 15 countries that allow us in because of how we're handling the pandemic. It's worth it. It really is. Italy is someplace I will always vacation to, or as people would say, holiday. But I'm not of the European nature nor Middle East. I know they say holiday as well. No disrespect to anyone. Just saying, I don't talk like that. Anyway, back to the story and the plot line. In all of the time in hanging out in Italy, Bella's focused on getting drugs. They go out to a restaurant and they're already high, and it's annoying one server. A younger server's like, oh, I know how to handle this. I can take care of it. She comes over and goes, well, I presumed you were high. And they're like, no, no, we just need water. She tells them where to go and get more drugs. Go to the park. We get exposure to Biagio. And I think earlier I was calling him Bellagio. So I like Bellagio. Let's stay with that. Bellagio from Vegas. And guess what, y'all? He's like this drug lord with the ethos. What? And it reminded me of this server at Olive Garden back in the suburbs of Minneapolis. I can't remember where we were. Maybe it was St. Louis Park. And it was like, well, may I have more salad, but with extra onions? And she was like, oh, no, no, ladies, or no, no, girls. Let's finish everything we have first, and then I'll bring out more. I do believe I meant to pull the ultimate Karen, Susan, Becky card and get in contact with corporate. I know for a fact her tip was impacted by such a demanding or leading statement. I'm not some 6-year-old child. You don't have to tell me what it's gonna be or how it's gonna be. I'm a girl who can eat one way or the other. And if I can't handle something, I know how to take it with me. Those are things. And I felt like they had the exact response you should have when Bellagio was like, no, that's enough drugs for you. You don't need more. Look, I don't know how much coke I need. I never will know. May the grace of God stay with me in that, a whole me, to tell you I don't need your drugs. I don't want your drugs. And but I do feel like at some point, even I would be, well, you think you can handle it, I guess. We later learn why Bellagio is the way he is about him selling drugs. Anywho, they go out to the club that night. Bella gets turned up, or gets too turned up. And Terry just walks off. Y'all, in Italy. Blows my mind. She stops at another place, though, and she meets this guy. She's dancing with him, having a good time. Another guy comes up, dances with her. Then the first guy comes back with a drink, and they're like, no, no, it's rude to interrupt the dance in Italy. I'll let you finish. Ultimately, the two guys make it seem like it was from my purview, a chance meeting. It turns into Bella now looking for Terry with the drug dealer. He takes her back home, and he has to be apparently the most memorable drug dealer known to man, or he has a conscience that we later see But at any rate, he takes her home and he doesn't try anything, but he's really fascinated with getting her there safely. Excuse me with my hair. It got rained out. Yeah, the storms are not hitting land here, but they are pushing in real wind and rain right now. So at least that's better than a whole hurricane. But I'm getting off task to let y'all know in Louisiana, when they tell you don't worry about it, that's when you got to worry about it. And Katrina really, made us all learn to, we got to worry about everything nowadays. Thankfully, I'm not one of those kids, and I don't have one of those kids who have like real phobias and real fears when rain is coming or another storm is coming. But anywho, I got to get this washed out and braided back down. The point is, Bellagio is worried about Bella, walks her in, treats her kindly, and they prepare to have sex. As we learn, she's on her cycle, and apparently he's okay with that. She wants to be able to explain things, but she also wants to check in to make sure Terry's okay. She knocks on the door. Terry's occupied, and she stresses. She's really busy and shuts the door. We see she's having a good time with two men. And I'm glad they presented that. I really am. We need to see more male, male, female, male, female, male, however you want to put that in terms of arrangement, or female, male, male. At any rate, the two guys finish up. They walk out together. So I was like, okay, this looks a little nuanced, or the nebulous here is maybe they don't know each other. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But it reminds me of talking to a younger soror who was entertaining some boy through Skype. This was back in 2013, y'all. So just bear with me. And she kept saying, well, no, I like him. He doesn't know any better. He doesn't know this, and he wants to see her do this, and he wants to see her do that. She was a Rwandan native, immigrated to the U.S. at a young age. Anywho, she was an undergrad when I crossed her. I was in, professional school. And not that I feel some affinity to be like, I'm your big sister. I'll just go with aunt. But please don't rope me into some Nene stuff. I'm not like Nene. I don't try and hold power over people because I'm older than you or something. But I knew this much. My experience and my black spidey senses, call it black auntie, call it kinfolk, call it cousin, whatever it was like, no, that little boy know exactly what he's doing. Don't fall into the hype. It didn't help. They had different races there, different cultures. But see, that's how a lot of people get over. They try and play like they don't know, and then they want you to go along with it. And hey, ladies, this is what I ultimately want to say about I May Destroy You and how it reminds me of girls. I don't see the female empowerment at every step along the way. Maybe it's a learning curve, maybe it's a process, and I'm okay. We all have to get there, and how we get there is not predetermined by me, and I'm not judging it. I just want to see us get there. So in my mind, if you're giving up power, or if you're catering to someone, I see that as being dictated to, and you're giving over your power. And that's the part I do take issue with, or umbrage with, because I want more for us. I want better for us. I want us to be able to say, no, that's okay, and not feel used. And that's what I do like about this whole series. It's about consent, and how does that really look? Because those two guys walked out from Terry's place. I could have sworn they like high-fived each other. Okay, let's just stay with that. They don't know each other. They just happy to share a piece of tail. But it felt communal. It felt familial. You can walk into a situation and notice the air and go, okay, you two are a couple. I get that a lot with a best friend that I have. And I hear this now from other friends. Like girlfriends will tell me, people thought you and Charles were married. Or people thought you and Charles were a couple. So what's really going on? Do you want me to tell them? And it's like, no, they can ask. They can get involved. I don't care. And I get it. If you're really close, you share that bond that's there that everyone picks up on, whether you think you're being slick or not. And in this instance, I don't think they were being slick. But moving on, we see a lot unfold with Kwame and his grinder hookups. I'm glad they really put a spotlight on that, because it shows the vulnerability of males as well, and it does occur. Not everyone is an alpha dominant, I have to lead the pack, and just because you're born into a gender does not predicate that you're going to be that leader of all in every room and every time. You can be, submissive dominant roles have nothing to do with the sex, orientation, gender, how you identify. It's more of a real, true trait and personality. I've heard it a few times. You don't even choose your careers. It's predisposed based on your personality. And honey, once you see certain people doing certain things over and over, you're like, you know what? Even I judge myself and go, or reflect and decide, hey, maybe I didn't really choose this line of work. It was always going to fall in my lap. But moving on through season 3, I'm glad they showed good sides of Italy and what it could be and how that works. But her buying the drugs, inviting T to meet her in Italy takes place. I can relate to how they hang out with different people as they meet them on vacation. By all means, I do the same. I can meet you for the first time. I feel like your vibe is cool, the energy is there. Well, we're good to go. And now my mother's phone is ringing, and I wish she'd answer it or do something else. But anywho, we see Kwame on Grinder hooking up while he's in the grocery store with some random dude in the bathroom. Ugh, it's like, ugh, can you want more for yourself, brother? That's how I felt. Ultimately, the guy leaves the stall and comes back into the counter and starts to check them out. I was like, are you kidding me? Okay, maybe that's that male energy, which is I can get a quickie in. This ain't nothing. Ain't no feelings involved. It's purely physical. And I love different comedians that discuss this in a way that like tries to help women gauge. No, you're not horny like a man. Have you ever tried this? I hate to use Louis C.K. because I understand under the Me Too, he's offended enough people. But Tom Segura is a really good guy who has a really good bit about just that. So check that out if you can on YouTube. I'm sure he's on Netflix. But after Kwame hooks up with the guy in the stall, he's approached by a questioning guy. His name is Damon. He's actually cute, really tall, thick. And so Kwame is politely walking him through things, but he's also trying to set up hookups for them, but with guys who can host. Because I guess Kwame doesn't live alone, he lives with his grandmother. And Damon, the new guy, lives with someone else as well. So in setting up the hookup, Kwame is really aggressive with this other guy and goes down to give him head. Kwame is then engaged in sex. Damon decides, yeah, this went a little left than what I would rather have, so I'm leaving. And he leaves. It wasn't anything like negative, nasty, but it was most definitely like, I'm out. This has went further than I anticipated, and I want no parts of it. At any rate, Kwame seems shocked. Like, are you sure you don't want me to do something for you? I can do something for you. And I don't know if he's been victimized as a younger child or at some point in life where he is really casual about sex in all capacities, all forms. But the good thing I like about Kwame, he's casual about sex, but not about protection. You're going to use a condom with him. I'll say, thank you, Kwame. Anywho, Kwame did discuss with Damon how his own father he's like disgusted by the sight of his gay son. So when he comes in from Ghana, he looks forward to his daddy leaving and hurry up and going back. Damon is afraid to come out. He doesn't know how to really manage it or handle it. And I've heard this from other friends and I've read. So you usually have someone who's ahead of the curve who walks you through this landscape. Most see it as a mother or father. But at any rate, we can all benefit from somebody walking us through the landscape of life. Kwame's father also curses the house whenever he's around and sees Kwame while he's in town. I was like, oh, that is our people. That golden triangle is very real. So if you've ever heard of it, it's basically a connection of the motherland, that is Africa or West Africa, to the seizing islands, and like New Orleans, there's a triangle. Or motherland, island of Hispaniola, which is the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and Brazil. And it comes back around like that. And that golden triangle, I learned about it while I was in Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic, and it was in one of my history classes. You can't shut it down. It's more of a trapezoid when you start putting in Brazil, but that triangle is real when you think about it, that connection. How some of us, enough times when I talk about being in the Carolinas or feeling the need to be there, I'm always questioned by my family as to why. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe we came through a port from there, but something pulls me that way. And trust me, Louisiana's home. It will always be home. But something pulls me that way. So I was really kind of touched when he mentioned how he curses the house, but also offended, like, because when a parent curses you, I don't mean like curse at you, but lay curse. That's something serious. It's like, yo, don't put no roof on me, and you shouldn't want that on your own child. But I also noticed, I guess men can hook up differently than women, or in principle, I don't want to put this on sexist, I'll put it on myself. Just randomly hooking up at a rando's house, do you know it's unsafe and unsafe? Oh my word. Like, I want license plates and driver's license info in case something does happen to me. Look, you ain't gotta like me like that, but you can like me enough to want to do me something. So Silence of the Lambs come to play. And I'm too big to be in somebody's basement starving. At least feed me. And don't give me gruel. I want good food. So moving on. The point is, it ultimately, Michaela Coles unravels that very well because Kwame is held hostage in the room. After they both climax, the guy then takes Kwame, pushes the door on the handle, like, no, stay. Isn't there something I can do for you? It's like, we've done it all. Well, he pushes him on the bed, and he basically grinds on him, or hunches, as the kid was saying when we were younger, until he has yet another orgasm. And so Kwame, thankfully, tries to reach out to his friend, Michaela Cole, as Arabella, but she's walking away from having to deal with Zane. Yeah, we get introduced to a new guy, and he's someone who's supposed to help her write this book, help her process and think, but they hook up at her place. And of course, he starts face to face. He asks her to flip over, and he stealths her, meaning he takes the condom off and continue or proceed to have sex with her without letting her know he took the condom off, without getting permission to take the condom off. Stealthing is a real thing. STEALTHING. So look it up, Urban Dictionary. I'm sure there's enough articles on it actually, because I've read at least 2. So it matters. And talk to your kids about it. Talk to your nieces and cousins about it. But Ari hooking up. Congratulations, have your sexual freedom. But I feel like this is also where the conversation comes in, which is how cavalier can we be? Where is it not a concern? What we're looking forward to in the future in terms of diseases, they are still real. They're still here, even if it's just an STI. And I hate to say it like that, but I know enough people feel that way. Oh, it's just an STI. Well, hell, herpes is forever. I'm real good. There are just some things I don't want to be dealing with. Back to Ari is now making it known to Zane they'll hook up. I don't care for any part of the show when it's always about the lead being so irresistible and boom. Case in point, June on Handmaid's Tale. Everybody wants June. Everybody wants a part of June, and it blows my mind. But Zane stealths Ari. He puts thankful to Kwame for demanding a condom. I think Damon was looking for something sincere with Kwame and not just some random hookup. You let me know in the comments if you're watching, because apparently not a lot of us either watching this or not just watching my reviews. The numbers are really low. But didn't have to wait long for the rando to prove he was a weirdo assaulter. Thank you, Michaela Cole, for writing that in very well and very promptly. Bellagio senses something is off with Arabella. And, this is after Zane stealthed her. She's like, okay, you know what? Because he actually says it out loud when she brings up, well, you got to throw the condom away. And he's like, what? It's over there on the floor. I took it off. It felt uncomfortable. So he's direct about it. But she's caught off guard. Like, wait, what? Okay, you're buying the plan B. They go out to buy the plan B. Bellagio feels like something is off, but he isn't threatened with her sleeping with others. I like this guy. I really do. At the end of the day, Kwame calls, but she's too playful, jokey, and he seriously wants to discuss, I just got sexually assaulted. And that's how we can wrap 3 and 4 with Terry having a threesome in Italy, coming back with Bellagio backstory with Arabella, Kwame's story with Damon and his own sexual assault, and then how they were able to find the offenders for Bella encourages Kwame to go and report his. Unfortunately, he does it by himself. And I'm going to see episode 5, so I'll wrap it there with, let me know in the comments what you thought. Episodes 3 and 4, I May Destroy You. Do you see this going somewhere? Do you see her friends as being truthful? Was it all a setup to begin with for Arabella to be raped? Was the friend involved? Does Kwame really have a place in the legal system? Some people may say, oh, well, no, it started off consensual, it became something else. I'm not part of that party. Consensual can become non consensual at some